COVID is over. Hi everybody, Larry Frawley here. Listen, I am a Glover U coach. I'm a real estate broker in Texas, South Carolina, and North Carolina. And I want to talk for a moment today about the RV park industry and how that related to COVID. And I just want to tell you a little quick story. So, quick story on me is I'm a retired truck driver from UPS. I drove for 30 years over the road, 21 for UPS. And I was always fascinated by the, especially the Rockstar tour buses that would pass me every day, right? Middle of the night, like where are they going? Who's on board? You know, it was just a fascination of mine. And which led me to, we were in Dallas, Texas, and Keller Williams. I was getting kind of relocated around the country, and you know, became an easier way of travel and living. So I convinced my wife, I am a salesperson, I convinced my wife that, hey, let's just sell everything and then we're gonna buy this Rockstar tour bus and we're gonna go live on there, you know, and that's kind of crazy, right? Well, here's the thing, we did it for 5.5 years. 5.5 years, we lived in basically 320 square feet, right? We didn't kill each other. Right? By the way, it's still a lifestyle that we miss today. So we were in Dallas, Texas, was our first place there, and we lived on board while I worked, you know, which was an awesome experience. My next move was to Charleston, South Carolina. And in Charleston, you know, once again, the park would be one of those parks that would kind of turn over, you know, every week. You know, we'd have new people, you know, just families. It was just a great experience. We did that for about 2.5 years. I also, at that time, started running my own little brokerage. We then, next stop was Tampa, Florida. Tampa, Florida, we did, you know, the same thing, and I just ran my brokerage more remotely. Our last stop there was in Hilton Head, South Carolina. So Hilton Head was a little bit of a different park. You know, they were owners. By the way, you know, RVs, I'll tell you what, they are expensive, right? You can spend anywhere from, you know, roughly $100,000 for a pretty good one, all the way to about $2.3 million. You know, ours was somewhere in the middle, wasn't on the high end of that by no means. But we were fascinated with the lifestyle. So then I started selling RV parks, and you know, I partnered with a company out of Florida. We sold parks in every state. And that's really what got me kind of fascinated with the RV park sales side of things. So I want to focus on 3 points today if you've ever thought about putting an RV park in your life. So point number 1 is, it is a changing business, right? The whole RV park industry has changed, right? COVID did a lot of stuff because, you know, people that love to travel, love to go places, all of a sudden didn't want to get on airlines, right? Didn't want to put a mask on and all of those things that were out there. So, you know, they went out, they bought an RV and they traveled, right? You know, we would run into families that were, they were homeschooling, you know, on board their coach, right? It was a whole entire lifestyle change. 2021 was by far the best year for RV park sales. It's slowed a little bit, you know, a little bit different. A lot of people went out and bought RVs, and of course some of them RVs are now parked in storage units. But that's point number 1. You know, it has changed things. Point number 2 is, you know, owning an RV park with a destination. So in the past, you know, people went to a campground, to an RV park, and they did it to roast marshmallows and hot dogs. Right? That was really what they did, right? And it was more just about, you know, being around a campfire at nighttime. That whole industry's now changed where it's a destination. You want to go to Las Vegas? There's several beautiful resorts there. I talked about the one in Hilton Head. You know, just a gorgeous tropical place that you just can't imagine what it's like living there. So once again, an RV park with a destination. There's booklets available that you'll find where just about every state that you go in, or every location you go in. You want to go to Nashville, there's a great park in Nashville. You want to go to Dallas, right? Any major city, Florida, the number one, here's the thing, number one and number two in RV park sales, you guess it. Okay, all right. North Carolina and Florida, number one. Texas, number three. Texas, we're a little bit different here. You have a lot of real small, much smaller RV parks in there. So the third point that I want to make is the RV park has got to be a great investment, right? You'll see a lot of them out there. I'll never forget when I first started selling them, I'd tell people, they say, what do you specialize in? I'd say RV park sales, and they go, you mean the RV, you're selling the RV or the camper? I said, no, the whole park. Oh, the whole park. Well, now, post 2021, now it's become kind of a natural for investors, that are very specific in looking for RV parks. I've got a couple RV park listings right now. I just put one under contract this past weekend over on Bolivar Island, and I've still got people that are still calling on that. It's still investors that are calling on that. So they've got to be a good investment. They got to be a sound investment. Once again, it's revenue in, gross revenue in, minus expenses equals profit. They also make a great 1031 exchange. So if you've got some like properties, that are out there, these would be great investments for you. But when you're looking at a park, you've got to look at, where's the stream of revenues that come in? We've been in parks where, they charge for propane, they charge for firewood, they charge for laundry, they charge for every service that they offer. They have a camp store, right, which has, items and merchandise in there to buy, the things you forgot about you were going to. There are a couple great franchises, right? There's the whole Jellystone franchise, which is, it's kind of more family, kind of kid-oriented, a lot around the Yogi Bear. And then there's the KOAs, right? KOAs, you typically find them right off the freeways, so when it's easy for the traveler to come in. You've got, in your park, you're going to have a sewer or septic system, right? That's a big piece of it. These things require maintenance. You're going to have either well water, you're going to have city water in there. Every site has either a 110 hookup, 110 amps. It's got either a 30 amp site or a 50 amp. So typically you see 50s in most of the big units, especially those that got the big air conditioners, that are in them. But your electric system in there has got to be, well maintained and up to tack. Another thing that can become a cost for an RV park owner is, I'll just be honest in a very tactful way, sometimes RV owners aren't very good at driving. I'll just say it that way nicely, right? They come in and they don't mean to by no means, but they come in, they back into things, they pull through things, they could knock your electric piece down, right? That's just that's just part of that investment. Having a great reservation system, right? One that's easy, available for the campers to come in, the RVers to come in. They can book their stuff online. That's a big part of the investment side of things. But once again, it's got to be a great investment. And listen, I'm going to do these in a 3-part series, and I would love to talk with you a little bit more about this. If you would, drop in the comments, send me a direct message, right? And then I'm going to give you a little bit more, on this. So if this video is something that you like, subscribe, right? Subscribe to my channel. I'm going to break these things down into 3 very specific ones where we'll cover all 3 of these points in a much bigger version. That's it. Thanks so much. I enjoyed this. Once again, send me a direct message. You can call me directly, 713-899-7394. Once again, it's Larry Frawley. Thanks much.